Hello everyone, and welcome back. This is the final episode of our three-part series on Waterton Lakes National Park based on our visit last September. Our day began with an early breakfast at a local cafe, preparing us for a full day ahead. If I remember right, it was a spinach omelet sandwich type of thing. It was good. The forecast promised sunshine, although it would later turn a bit windy. In this video, we'll drive into the mountains and stop at Cameron Lake, embarking on a hike up to Summit Lake. Along the way, we'll also encounter a group of bighorn sheep grazing near the road's cliff edge. After our hike, we'll come back into town and enjoy a memorable dinner at the iconic Prince of Wales Hotel, where we'll explore this amazing place and experience its rustic charm and panoramic views. As we wrap up our adventure in Waterton Lakes, we'll visit the park's bison paddock, which is set against a stunning mountain backdrop and offers a fantastic opportunity to see a bison herd up close. While driving along the Akamina Parkway towards Cameron Lake, Donna spotted a group of bighorn sheep grazing near the cliff edge, and we pulled over to take a look. At this point, we hadn't seen much wildlife in the park aside from the grouse along the hiking trails, so it was exciting to observe these guys. I'm always amazed how these animals navigate the rocky cliffs with little effort. This group consisted of 2 females and a younger one that appeared to be about half their size. Typically, bighorn sheep take about 4 to 6 years to reach full size, so this young one was likely around 2 to 3 years old. We didn't spot any rams, possibly because it was September, which is the early stages of the breeding season, which typically occurs in fall. During this time, rams tend to be more cautious and less visible as they prepare for the rut, often retreating into more rugged or less accessible areas. We arrived at Cameron Lake, a glacier-fed water body surrounded by the Rocky Mountains. The hiking trails in the area are considered challenging due to the mountain terrain, but the views are well worth the effort. So it's the last day. Full day. So kind of a one-off. We weren't really planning to do any trails today, but we're gonna walk this one as far as we feel fit, and we'll show you everything we see along the way. We took the Carthew Alderson Trail, shown as Trail 27 on this map, with Summit Lake as our turnaround point for a total round trip of about 9 kilometers. The full length of the trail is approximately 20 kilometers, taking you all the way back to the town of Waterton. Unfortunately, with so many places to explore, we didn't have time to complete the entire trail. Okay, well there's our first bear marking. Pretty low, that one. So probably a black bear. But it's old. You can see it's been done a while ago. Looking at the footage later, I'm not entirely sure this mark was made by a bear. It could have also been left by an ungulate rubbing its horns against it or some other cause. The only way to know for sure would be to return and check, which I would not mind doing. As we continued, the trail ascended through a series of switchbacks and areas affected by the forest fire in 2017. However, as you can see, vegetation is beginning to reclaim the landscape. Back over there at the tip of the lake is where the Montana border is. We are going up to, I think, I'll have to look at it later. I think it's called Summit Lake. It's about 4 kilometer walk, so it's not too far. The trails are actually deceivingly easy so far. So that's good, because I did not bring my hiking poles today, because we were not really expecting to do any real heavy hike. So let's see how it goes. If you look closely, you can spot the parking area where our hike began. While I mentioned the trail was not difficult, it can be steep and narrow within the switchback sections. As you can see, a fall here would be quite serious, so it's essential you stay alert and watch your footing.
Make a good washboard. Long way to haul your laundry though.
These rocks appear to be sandstone, formed in environments where sediment is deposited by water wind, likely dating back to the late Cretaceous period, around 70 to 80 million years ago.
It is fuzzy plant.
As we ascend, the striking contrast between the resilient landscape recovering from the fire damage and the vibrant blue skies with clouds drifting by was truly impressive. This erratic boulder was likely transported from its original location during the last ice age and appears to have come from a sedimentary formation, which would link it to the previous sedimentary rocks we encountered on the trail.
He was trying to get at whoever lives in the hole.
Okay guys, we are
Okay, guys.
Just heading into Summit Lake here. It's pretty flat, as you can see.
It's over there.
It's that way, yeah, it's that way, so I'll just turn a bit. So just for my reference, mainly for my own video knowledge when I do this video up, we peaked at 1,950 meters according to Osmond. So yeah, we're gonna go down there, have a quick snack, look around, and then come back. Donna lounging by Summit Lake with her improvised chair. Apparently it's quite comfortable. Not sure. After our lunch, we made our way back down to Cameron Lake. The descent was easier and allowed us to notice details we had missed earlier, such as this tiny spring. Fortunately, the wind had remained calm for most of the day, but as we neared Cameron Lake, it picked up significantly, creating a seed storm.
I'm getting stuck on my nose.
Finding shelter in the trees, we made our way back. In the burned section, you can see some deep ravines now exposed. The fire's after effects could increase erosion and deepen these ravines. However, as vegetation regrows, the soil should stabilize and reduce further erosion, though this process will take time. On our way back to town, we encountered a group of ruffed grouse nervously crossing the road, and we had to intervene to prevent a driver from hitting them.
Not going to stop.
Whoa!
Jesus Christ, idiot.
It was a tense moment, and it underscored the importance of being vigilant for wildlife when you're in the park. After that, we walked up to the park's iconic Prince of Wales Hotel. This historic hotel, perched on a hilltop, offers stunning views of Waterton Lake and the surrounding mountains. Built in 1927, it's the only Grand Railway hotel constructed by a company in the United States and was designed to attract U.S. tourists during a time when alcohol was banned in the U.S., known as the Prohibition era. The U.S. owner named the hotel after the Prince of Wales in an overly obvious attempt to entice him to stay during his 1927 Canadian tour. However, the prince blew him off and stayed at his own Alberta ranch instead. If you look at the center, you'll see a jagged mountain peak known as Citadel Mountain in Glacier National Park. And this is Vimy Peak, right across the lake. It was time to escape the wind and head inside to explore the hotel's lobby, which features rustic charm and inviting seating areas, a welcome relief after the gusts outside. The hotel showcases Swiss chalet architectural elements, evident in its timber-framed lobby with hand-carved posts and beams. The hotel also has a gift shop offering a variety of local souvenirs to help you remember your time in Waterton Lakes or your visit to the hotel. We discovered that the Royal Stewart Dining Hall wasn't quite open yet, so we decided to relax in the lounge, enjoying a drink in the ambience of this historic hotel. The Windsor Lounge was created in 1960 and replaced the original Maple Leaf Lounge that was in the north section of the hotel dining room. The Maple Leaf had large windows for viewing the mountains, however they were permanently closed to prevent passers-by on the hotel driveway from seeing the drinking patrons. The frustration of not having a beautiful view was overcome when the Windsor was strategically placed in the east wing of the hotel to prevent public visibility from the drop-off area. And it was time to go to the restaurant.
Is that going to take a picture of both of you together?
Sure.
It's practically part of the job. It's not a lot. We do pictures all the time.
Come on, you guys. You could have got a little closer.
The Royal Stewart offers a good menu featuring thoughtfully crafted and innovative meals. One dish, inspired by the past forest fire, beautifully showcased both the destruction caused by the fire and the regrowth and recovery of the landscape. And when we saw the desserts on offer, we simply could not resist. As we prepared to leave the park the next morning, we made one last stop at the Bison Paddock. With the mountains as a backdrop, this was a great opportunity to see these large animals up close. Parks Canada reintroduced bison to the paddock in 2021, bringing in 6 Plains bison from Elk Island National Park. These bison had been relocated from the park in September 2017 due to the wildfire and could only be reintroduced once the prairie grasses had sufficiently regrown. I will also take a moment to point out that, based on previous comments I have received, that bison were not historically limited to the United States. They also roamed across Canada and Mexico. They were a vital resource for many Indigenous people, providing food, clothing, and materials for shelter long before there was ever a Canada, Mexico, or even a United States. I decided to go up the hill where Donna was and see if there was a better vantage point, and yeah, there was some good shots up here as well. Such as this young bull attempting to challenge one of the alphas, but he wasn't getting very far. Basically just seeing what he could get away with. That wraps up our adventure in Waterton Lakes National Park. We hope you enjoyed this journey with us and it inspires you to get out there and explore.